Stop. Don't turn off this video right now. I know your finger was already on the exit button. I know you were about to give up on something very big in your life. It might be a dream. It might be an old prayer. It might be a relationship. It might even be yourself. But God sent me to deliver an urgent message to you before you go. Wait, we need to talk. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. You were led here at the exact second you were going to make a wrong decision. At the very moment exhaustion was winning. In the next few minutes, I am going to reveal to you word for word what the Father has been trying to tell you for weeks, maybe months, while you were too busy, too distracted, too hurt to listen. And I'm going to be direct with you. The first thing God wants you to understand is why you wake up exhausted, even after sleeping the whole night, why you feel this tightness in your chest for no apparent reason, and why everything you try to build seems to crumble right in your face. If you are over 35, if you've passed the halfway point of your life and look back wondering if all that effort was worth it, pay very close attention now. Comment the word listening if you feel this message is for you, and stay with me until the end. Because what I'm going to tell you now is the real reason for this exhaustion that no one can explain. You aren't tired because of work. You aren't tired because of the bills. You aren't tired because of the kids, the marriage, or the routine. You are tired because there is an invisible battle happening all around you, and your spirit is fighting alone while your mind doesn't even realize it. Every time you wake up feeling your body is heavy, every time you cry for no reason in the shower, every time a sudden anxiety takes hold of you in the middle of the grocery store, that is your spirit screaming, "Help me, I can't fight alone anymore." And here begins the part that perhaps no one ever told you. There are 3 clear symptoms that God is calling you to stop right now. And if you recognize at least 2 of them, you need to understand what He has prepared to pull you out of this pit. The first symptom is this spiritual fatigue disguised as laziness. You beat yourself up, call yourself weak, think you've lost your will. But it's not laziness. It's your spirit drained from carrying weight that wasn't meant to be yours. The second symptom is a repeated feeling that everything in your life is about to happen, but it never actually does. You feel like you're in a waiting room, in an eternal line, waiting for a door that seems never to open. And the third symptom, the most painful of all, is looking at your life today and realizing you no longer recognize the person living inside of you. You ask yourself, where is that person full of faith, full of purpose, full of fire that I used to be? Well, that person didn't die. They are just buried. And God is asking you to dig. And here I need to stop and tell you something very important, because this pain you are feeling right now is not a coincidence, and the way out isn't in another self-help book, in another therapy session disconnected from the spiritual, or in another empty internet promise. This pain is the mark of someone who has been called. This inexplicable fatigue, this feeling that your life is stuck, this emptiness that money doesn't fill and relationships don't cure, all of this is a clear sign that you were chosen for a greater mission, and the enemy knows it. What you are experiencing is just the visible layer of a much larger spiritual chessboard, where you are the central piece, the main target. Every door that closes for no reason, every friendship that fell apart out of nowhere, every opportunity that slipped through your fingers, every restless night, every unexplained tear, these are moves by an enemy who sees a potential in you that you yourself haven't been able to see yet. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, the 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is a 21-day path that will teach you exactly how to reconnect your spirit with the source, how to cut the invisible threads that are draining your energy, and how to leave this state of forced pause and enter the flow of the purpose God designed for you before you were even born. Every day of this sacred book brings a prayer, a revelation, and a practice that will take you from the place where you are stagnant and place you directly in the center of the Father's will. And it's important for you to know, the link to this sacred book is pinned in the first comment of the channel, because this content challenges the narratives of the system that want to keep you asleep, anesthetized, and conformed. They have already tried to take this material down more than once. They have tried to silence this message, and that is why I ask you, go now to the first comment, download your sacred book before it vanishes, and come back here to comment the phrase, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This comment isn't just any phrase, it is an act of faith. It is you positioning yourself in the spiritual world as someone who has accepted the call. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I'm going to tell you will be the final blow against this exhaustion that has been chasing you, because I'm going to show you who is behind it and why they chose specifically you. You need to understand something that will forever change the way you view your own life. The fatigue you feel, this exhaustion that seems to have no end, didn't start just now. It has a root, it has an origin, it has a name, and it silently installs itself in people who carry a very specific characteristic. People with a lot of light to give. When a person is born destined to break cycles in their own family, to break chains that have come down through generations, to be a spiritual reference for those around them, the enemy works from early on to extinguish that light before it shines too brightly. And he does this with a strategy so subtle it's almost imperceptible. He fills you with small daily disappointments, small losses, small frustrations, until one day you wake up and realize you've lost the will to try again. You look in a mirror and see someone who smiles on the outside but is extinguished on the inside. This has a name in the spiritual world. It is called planted discouragement. It is a root the enemy buries deep, watered by every heartache you haven't let go of, every bad word spoken about you in your childhood, every injustice you suffered and never received restitution for. And this root grows inside you until it becomes a tree that blocks the sun from your life. Think with me. Do you remember when you were a child in your hometown? Maybe back in a small town in Indiana or a quiet neighborhood in Virginia. And you dreamed big. You wanted to be someone, do something, change the world in some way. And now you content yourself with just paying the bills at the end of the month, just surviving one more week, just making it to Sunday alive to sleep a little more. When did that happen? At what exact moment did the dream become a routine and the routine become a prison? The truth is that this wasn't a natural process. This was a calculated attack. And the worst part is that this attack happens mainly to people over 35, because it is in this phase of life that you are closest to turning the key, closest to stepping into your power, closest to finally understanding why you came into the world. The enemy knows that if he lets you pass 40, 45, or 50, with your faith intact and your purpose awake, he has lost the battle for you. That is why he intensifies the attacks exactly in this phase. That is why so many people your age are feeling what you are feeling. That is why the rates of anxiety, depression, and spiritual crisis have exploded among American adults in this age group in recent years. It's not a coincidence. It's war. And you're in the middle of it without armor, without training, without a strategy. Then comes the million-dollar question. How do you get out? How do you reverse it? How do you recover what was stolen? And it is here that God raises his voice and speaks loudly for you to hear. Stop trying to fight alone. You were formed to walk with him, not ahead of him. And the first step to reversing all of this is to stop chasing human solutions for spiritual problems. You can take all the medicine, you can do all the therapy, you can try all the diets, you can move to a new city like Denver or Charlotte, change jobs or change relationships, but if the spiritual root remains planted, the tree will sprout again somewhere else. The true solution begins with a simple yet powerful movement, alignment. And when I speak of alignment, I'm not talking about a pretty word. I'm talking about a daily, repeated, intentional practice of putting your schedule, your thoughts, your decisions, your mouth and your heart in exact harmony with God's will. It's like tuning an instrument. No matter how talented the musician is, if the instrument is out of tune, the music comes out ugly. And you, my brother, my sister, have been out of tune for too long. It's not a lack of faith, it's a lack of tuning. And it is precisely at this point that I need to remind you of something fundamental, because what you are about to understand will change the game. This problem you are living through, this feeling of being stuck in all areas, this emptiness that no achievement fills, all of this is the visible manifestation of a silent war being waged around you. You are the target of an old plan, drawn up against your life since before your birth, because the enemy knew you would be the bearer of a light capable of illuminating many people. And that is why the Father sent this video to you. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was an answer. You prayed, perhaps without even realizing you were praying, and this is the answer arriving. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, the 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is the war strategy that God designed specifically for this phase of your life, for this fatigue you are feeling, for this emptiness no one understands. In 21 days, you will go through a process of spiritual tuning, where every page will unlock an area of your life that is stagnant. You will learn the right prayers to be said at every hour of the day. You will discover the subtle sins that are preventing you from receiving the blessings already prepared for you, and you will understand how to spiritually block the attacks of envy, the evil eye, malicious words, and negative thoughts that come your way every day. And most importantly, you will discover how to activate your spiritual authority, that power you've always had but never knew how to use. The link for you to download it now is pinned in the first comment of the channel. And I warn you, they've already tried to take this message down several times. They've blocked it, reported it, done everything so this content wouldn't reach people like you, because the system knows that one person spiritually awake is worth 1,000 asleep. Go now to the first comment, download your sacred book before it happens again, and come back here to comment with faith. I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. This comment is a decree. It is your mouth aligning with heaven for the first time in a long time. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I'm going to tell you will be the final blow against this feeling of helplessness, because I'm going to reveal to you the 7 direct orders God is giving to your life today, and everything you need to do to obey each one of them. Pay double attention now, because what comes next is the heart of the message. God is saying, wait, before you go away, before you give up, before you make that hasty decision that will cost you dearly later, I need to give you 7 direct orders. Each one of them is a key. Each one of them opens a specific door. And if you obey all of them in sequence, your life won't just be improved, it will be entirely rewritten. The first order is, stop carrying weight that isn't yours. You woke up today carrying the pain of people who don't even love you. You are paying the price for choices that weren't even yours. You are emotionally sustaining people who never even asked how you are doing. You got used to being the strong one in the family, the one who solves things, the one who endures, the one who listens to everyone. And meanwhile, no one asks you how you are sleeping, what is tightening your chest, what you are feeling when you lock yourself in the bathroom to cry in secret. God is saying, let go. Let go of other people's lives. Let go of other people's expectations. Let go of the guilt they placed on you. You didn't come into the world to be a burden carrier. You came to be a light bearer. The second order is, return to your childhood prayer. Remember that simple prayer you used to say when you were a child? The one that came from the heart, without rote memorization, without judgment, without fear of not using the right words. God is saying He misses that conversation. You became so adult, so rational, so skeptical, that you forgot how to talk to the Father as a child talks. You are making prayers of demand, prayers of bargaining, prayers of complaint, and you forgot the prayer of a child trusting in the Father. Today, before you sleep, kneel by your bed just like you did when you were little, and simply say, Father, I am here. Just that, and see what happens. The third order is, reveal the secrets you are hiding. There is something inside you that you have never told anyone. It might be an old heartache, it might be a childhood shame, it might be a wrong decision you made and swore never to admit. This secret is rotting inside you. It is fermenting like poison. And as long as it is hidden, it has power over you. God is calling you to confess, to expose, to hand it over. You don't need to tell the world, but you need to tell Him out loud, without circling around it, without excuses. The fourth order is, break the generational cycle. There are things that come from far back in your family. It could be addiction. It could be poverty. It could be illness. It could be romantic failure. It could be financial difficulty that seems to haunt everyone of the same blood. You feel like you're living the same soap opera your parents lived, your grandparents lived, your aunt lived. This isn't genetics. This is a generational curse. And you were chosen to be the end point of that line. The fifth order is, bless those who hurt you. I know that hurts. I know it seems unfair. But listen to what God is saying. As long as you hold on to anger towards someone, you give that person power over your heart. You are a prisoner of someone who doesn't even remember you anymore. Blessing doesn't mean agreeing. It doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean moving back close. It means cutting the invisible thread that still ties you to that wound. It means freeing you, not the other person. The sixth order is, use your mouth to build, not to destroy. You don't realize it, but you spend the day decreeing against yourself. You say, I'm tired, I'm old, I'm broke, I won't make it. This isn't for me, I always have bad luck. My life is a failure. And the universe, the spiritual, the invisible, is listening to you and organizing reality to confirm all of that. God is telling you, your word has power. From today on, use it only to build. Say, I am capable, I am blessed, I am loved, I am prosperous, I am chosen. Say it even when you aren't feeling it. Say it until it becomes truth. And the seventh and final order, perhaps the most important of all, is trust in God's time. You are in a hurry. You wanted everything to have happened already. You compare yourself with people your age who have already married, bought a house, had kids, made a career, have stability. And you look at your life and feel like you're late. You aren't late. You are on a different clock. There are things that need to mature inside you before they appear outside. There are doors that are closed because you aren't ready to enter yet. God is saying, wait. Learn to wait with faith, not with anxiety. And it is precisely on this word, wait, that this entire message is built. Waiting isn't stopping. Waiting is preparing. Waiting is training. Waiting is strengthening. Waiting is trusting that the Father won't let you cross a door without first giving you the right clothes to enter, where He is going to take you. Now I need to be very honest with you, because all of this that I have just handed to you, these 7 orders, these teachings, this path of healing, is just the entrance gate to a much larger journey. There are things that don't fit in a video. There are things that need time, practice, and daily repetition. And that is why this moment is so important. You are guided here to receive not just a message, but a tool. This problem you are living, this fatigue, this emptiness, this feeling of stagnation, it won't go away just by listening to a video, no matter how powerful it is. It only goes away when you begin to apply daily, in silence, in intimacy with God, the practices that unlock the Spirit. And that is exactly what is inside the sacred book. That is why the Father prepared the sacred book for you, the 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred book is not just a reading. It is a spiritual warfare diary. It is a field manual. It is a 21-day path where each day unlocks a new layer of your life. In the first block of 7 days, you will work on your relationship with fatigue, with exhaustion, with the feeling that everything is a weight. Each day brings a specific prayer, a guided reflection, and a practice that can be done in less than 15 minutes of your morning. In the second block of 7 days, you will enter the phase of breaking cycles. This is where the generational curses begin to fall. This is where those patterns that repeat in your family, whether you're in the suburbs of Chicago or a small town in Georgia, begin to undo themselves within you. And in the third block of 7 days, you enter the most powerful phase, alignment with prosperity. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about spiritual, emotional, relational, financial, and professional prosperity. I'm talking about you finally entering the flow where everything conspires in your favor, where doors open before you even knock, where the right people appear at the right moment, where opportunities begin to sprout out of nowhere. This isn't magic. It's alignment. And alignment is built in 21 days of spiritual discipline. The link for you to download it now is pinned in the first comment of the channel. Go there. Do it before anything else, because this message is being persecuted. This content challenges powerful narratives of the system, narratives that want to keep you consuming, comparing, and competing without ever teaching you to stop and listen. For this reason, they have already tried to take down this link more than once. They've flagged it, reported it, tried to silence it, but God has held this message up because it needs to reach the right people, and today, it reached you. Go to the first comment, download your sacred book, and come back here to comment with all the faith in your heart. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This comment is a pact. It is you saying to heaven, I accept, I go, I obey. And when you do that, pay attention. Something begins to move in the invisible. People who prayed for you for years will begin to receive signs. Doors that were locked will begin to vibrate. Dreams that you had buried will begin to resurrect. And here is a word that perhaps is just for you. Someone in your family needs to see you making this decision, not with a speech but with practice, not with words but with transformation. When you align yourself, when you begin to live the 21 days, the people around you will feel it, and many of them will be saved through you. You aren't doing this just for yourself. You are doing it for an entire lineage that was waiting for someone to have the courage to say, "It ends here." Now that you have decided to act, now that you have made the pact, now that you have positioned yourself, I am going to give you the final blow against everything that still tries to hold you back. I am going to reveal to you the specific prayer that God told me to teach you, the prayer you need to say tonight, before bed, without fail. And this prayer is different from any other you have ever said in your life. It has 3 parts, and each part works a specific region of your soul. In the first part, you will call by name all the areas of your life that are stuck. Don't speak generically. Speak specifically. You will say, "Father, I give you my marriage that is growing cold. Father, I give you my health that is failing. Father, I give you my job that is suffocating me. Father, I give you the relationship with my son who is distant." The more specific you are, the more power this prayer has. In the second part, you will renounce. You will say out loud, with firmness, "I renounce every thought of failure. I renounce every negative word I spoke about myself. I renounce every heartache I am carrying. I renounce every doubt about my value." And you will feel each of these words falling off you like wet clothes falling from the body. And in the third part, the most beautiful one, you will declare. You will say, "I declare that I am new. I declare that I am loved. I declare that I am blessed. I declare that I am chosen. I declare that my life is being rewritten right now." And you will sleep with the certainty that something happened, because it did. When you say this prayer with faith, heaven moves, and you will wake up tomorrow feeling a lightness in your chest that you haven't felt in years. You will open your eyes before the alarm clock, look at the ceiling and think something changed. You won't be able to explain it with words, but you will feel it in your body. And it's only the beginning. Each of the next 21 days will bring a new level of lightness, clarity, courage, and faith. You will dream again. You will have ideas out of nowhere again. You will feel that energy you thought you had lost forever, and more. People will start to look at you differently. They will say, "You have a light about you. You have a new energy. What happened to you?" And you will smile inside because you will know the answer. But this only happens if you take the first step. And the first step is now, not tomorrow, not later, not when you have time, now. Because this window of calling closes. There is a right time for every spiritual movement, and your time is this. If you delay, the enemy finds you in the next distraction, in the next fight at home, in the next bad news, and pulls you back into the same pit. Don't let him. Decide today. Comment the phrase, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." Go to the first comment. Download your sacred book and start tomorrow in the first hour of your morning, before you pick up your phone, before you open social media, before anything else. Your day one. This is the invitation. This is the door. And this door has your name written on it. And here, before this video ends, I need to hand you the last truth, the truth that perhaps is the hardest to accept, but the most liberating of all. God is saying right now, in this exact second, looking into your eyes through this screen, "I never abandoned you." That moment when you thought you were alone, He was crying with you. That night when you couldn't sleep, He was watching over your slumber. That day when you felt invisible to the whole world, He was seeing you from His throne. You are not alone, you never were, and you never will be. What existed was a silence that felt like abandonment, but it was preparation. It was a desert that felt like the end, but it was a crossing. It was a pain that felt like punishment, but it was pruning. Everything you went through had a purpose. Nothing was lost. Every tear became a seed. Every restless night became strength. Every injustice became character. You are today a deep, sensitive person, capable of seeing what most do not see, because you bled where others gave up. This is honor, this is anointing. And that is exactly why this new phase is arriving. God is calling you to harvest. But to harvest, you need to have a light heart, clean hands, and active faith, and that is why the sacred book exists. The 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God are the practical path that will take you out of this state of unproductive waiting and put you into intentional movement. Don't leave this video without doing your download. The link is pinned in the first comment of the channel. They have already tried to silence this content several times, but it remains standing because you needed it today. Go there, download it, start tomorrow, and comment now without delay the phrase that changes everything. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. Like this video, because every like helps this message reach someone else who is about to give up tonight. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because every week I bring a new revelation for you. And in the comments tell me, which of God's 7 orders touched you most deeply today? I read each one, and I pray for everyone who comments with faith. Remember, God said wait, but waiting isn't stopping. Waiting is aligning. And your alignment begins now, with the sacred book in your hand and faith burning in your chest. May tonight be the last night of inexplicable fatigue in your life. May you wake up tomorrow knowing that you are chosen, that you are loved, and that you are guided. And may you return here to the comments in 21 days to tell the testimony that will inspire others not to give up either. God bless you. God keep you. God make his face shine upon you. And may peace finally find a permanent home within your heart. Go now. Your sacred book is waiting for you in the first comment, and your new life begins when you download it.